So I made it 5 weeks of my marathon training, and now I'm just starting over. And it's not what you think. It's not because I'm hurt or anything. I wanted to turn my 16 weeks training into a 21 weeks training just to provide my body more training. I'm trying to do something I've never done before. I don't know if my body can handle it. I'm not really that great. I wouldn't say I'm not like a very like experienced runner by any means. Like there's people way better than me. Not trying to think I know everything. And I don't even know if this is the right thing to do. But I did it to build up confidence in myself. If I did complete all the workouts, and we'll talk about that, to understand kind of where my body was, if it's gonna be able to handle it. Because the plan peaks, it starts at 35 miles a week for the very first week, and then it goes up to 40, I think. And then it runs like 9 out of the 16 weeks are all at 55 miles a week. And that's probably not a lot for somebody who wants to run a sub 3, but I think if I get into the build and if my body can handle it, I'll try to run more on like kind of the easier, steady days. My first marathon, I did it through the Adidas training app. It really wasn't even geared towards like the serious like 3-hour mark runner. They didn't even have a sub 3-hour plan. They had the 3:30 sub 3:30 plan, which I signed up for, and it didn't have any speed work in terms of like, it had like little fartlek workouts, but I didn't take it seriously. I didn't do the long runs at a fast pace at all. And my plan now, which in a previous video, I kind of set a link to it if you want to go look at it. There's a track day that you're running even faster than marathon or goal marathon pace, and kind of even near like 1 mile pace, which is great because I didn't do any of that going into it. And then the long runs have some kind of speed. You're running either a goal marathon pace, half marathon pace, or some kind of, they call it progression pace, or tempo pace with a progression. So I didn't get any of that. It's the first 5 weeks were kind of hard. For the track workouts, so far I've been able to kind of hit the paces that it says. I haven't really been able to progress. Like there was one day where it wanted like, I think it wanted your like 1200 to go from like anywhere from 620 per mile pace to like 6 minutes and kind of progress. I think it was like a 4x1200, and then like kind of, you know, maybe run like a 620, 615, 610, 605. I wasn't able really to do that. They were all under 620. It was like 620 and like 617, 609, and then 613 or something like that. So I guess the plan also helps with this is like understanding what pace I'm running, like, what's the word? Proprioceptively. I don't know if that's the really word, but like understanding how fast my feet are moving and understanding like that correlates to a pace. I use the Coros Pace 2. I don't know if it's entirely accurate sometimes with like the live pacing, so it's also helping with that. Like I know for a fact when I do the long runs, like it'll have me run like goal half marathon pace, so it's like 6:30 per mile, and like for like the first like 0.2 of a mile, it's like I'm at 9-minute pace. I'm like, there's no way. Like I am flying. There's no way I'm at my 9-minute pace. And then it finally alerts me to say, oh, you need to slow down. So understanding like not necessarily to trust my watch, because another thing with Chicago is I won't be able to trust it pretty much at all. I'll have to do the manual lap feature because apparently all the apartment buildings and skyscrapers in Chicago really mess up with the GPS. So that's gonna be new. I've never done that before. I've never like manually paced, hit kilometers or whatever. So I don't even know how to do that. I have to research how to do that. I've pretty much hit every training. The plan is really redundant in terms of like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're running pretty easy. You get one day off. Tuesday, you're doing track. You can either rest on Wednesday or you can do your long run on Saturday and rest the other day. Like run Saturday, rest Sunday, rest Saturday, run Sunday. Doing the 5-week plan like as a pre-tune-up too, because it kind of gets me a routine of like, where do I think I need rest? So I personally think my best is doing the track on Tuesday, resting Wednesday, doing the long run Saturday, and resting Sunday. I just think my body kind of needs a little bit more rest in between like the 2 hard workouts. I mean, it's really only 2 hard workouts a week, and then you're running pretty steady is what they call it, but I'm kind of keeping that from like 8:50 per mile to like 8 minutes a mile. And it's really just logging miles, and I think that's where I would kind of run a little bit more too. I pretty much did every track workout on the track. Paces maybe 5 to 10 seconds off. Some of them are better, like I did like a Yasu 800, I think is what it's called, this past week. And the plan wanted you anywhere from like 6:20 to 6 minutes, and I kind of progressed a little bit. Started like 6:23, 6:20 something, then it was like 6:17, 6:09, 6:13, and then the last run I ran at like I think like a 5:50 pace or something, which is supposed to be a really good predictor of your 3-hour marathon. I don't really know how accurate it is. I also don't know if I'm doing the right thing by all the long runs so far that I've ran. In the plan, I kind of like took like maybe 1 or 2 miles off of them just because, I mean, I don't know, I guess I'm a wimp. The long runs I've been running in a very, very hilly neighborhood, and to like kind of put it into perspective, like how much the Chicago Marathon course only has 128 feet. I think it is I think it's like 128 feet of elevation gain. And like, I think I ran 14 miles yesterday, and it was like 850 feet of gain. So like, just, only 14 miles, and I'm like, 7xing the actual gain that I'm gonna go through. So I don't know if it's great for my body, but yeah, this past week I ran 42 miles a week. I think I was supposed to be around 45, but I did take off. Like I said, I've been taking off like 1 or 2 miles onto the long run. So I took 2 miles off the long run. I was supposed to run 16 on week 5. I only bumped it down to 14. Just kind of decided I want to prioritize week 1 because I'm going from 42 back to 35. Like, I'm restarting the whole plan. So I didn't want to go to 16 and then go to 16 back to 10. So I felt like 14 was a little bit safer to go back to. I don't know. I have no idea. Also, I need to focus on this week of building a like weightlifting routine, like a structured, like if I do the track workouts, maybe I do lifting on the next day, like Wednesday could be my lift day, and then Sunday could be my lift day. And that's where I focus on lower body, upper body, pretty much the entire total body for lifting. And also kind of creating a plan for like rehab and like injury management, I guess, or injury prevention. So I've been to a PT before, and I think I'm really just going to just continue to use tools like YouTube and TikTok, and everything that I learned from my PT, I'm still just going to just do those, because I imagine going through this training block is going to kind of re-aggravate areas that I've had problems with before. So if I could kind of get ahead of that, hopefully, and build a routine, hopefully I don't have those issues, or I'll have maybe a different issue. If I can show up on the race day healthy is kind of the main goal. Like, if you get there and you're struggling to walk, like, you're not gonna have a great day. So you gotta get there healthy. That's what I want to prioritize this week. And kind of weightlifting, injury management, and like kind of like a recovery and almost nutrition, because I need to try to find a new nutrition thing. On the long runs, I was using Spring Energy, and then Spring Energy came out with that whole fiasco where they don't have carbs, they don't have the calories. In the last 2 weeks, the first week I tried a Martin gel. It was okay, it wasn't bad. I've used those in the past for like a half marathon. I did the Martin 100s though, I haven't had the 160s. And then this past week, I did the BPN gels, and I don't know if I just waited too long, because I think they expire August 1st, but I was not a fan. I don't know, I guess I thought it was gonna be exactly like Spring Energy, and it kind of was like a little bit more cinnamony. Whatever, it's fine. Also, by like kind of running 5 weeks of your marathon plan before you get into it, kind of helps with setting up a routine for not only yourself, but like my wife has to get used to it, our friends have to get used to it, and it's a little bit easier when you have somebody kind of keeping you accountable, like, we can't go hang out with so-and-so because, or not even like that, or it's, you can't, or we have plans on Sunday, so maybe you should run Saturday morning. Like, kind of like another person like looking out for you has been a big help, because it's not just a routine for me, it's like a routine for everybody that I'm kind of connected to. And for me to be so serious about this, to do it, like to train before I actually have to train, they already kind of know like the boundaries, I guess, that most people probably wouldn't understand, I guess, is a way to say it. It kind of gets just everybody on the same page of this is what has to be done in order to get the desired goal. And sorry, but you know, this is the plan, and this is the plan we're sticking to, and this is what's gonna hopefully, you know, give us that goal. Another thing that I've learned so far just with the, you know, 5 weeks is using the plan. I can kind of see and forecast, okay, how many miles I need for the week, and like kind of when I want to take it a little bit easier. It's been great to do that, but it also is just kind of reminding me to, you know, just take it 1 week at a time, and also like one run at a time. I woke up one day like really not wanting to do a long run, like just mentally already thinking I was gonna vomit, like just during, I was like, you know, I feel like trash, I'm gonna throw up on this long run. But after doing it, even in the middle of it, felt pretty great. Like it was actually a great run. So just, you can't like psych yourself out, because this training is only gonna get harder every single week. You know, just, you have to take it one day at a time, one run at a time. 16 track workouts, and there is 16 long runs. And in between those, you have pretty much easy days. Tomorrow is my first track workout, and I'll mark it out. I'll green it out on my Google Doc, and I just mindset goes from, okay, now I only have 15 left. There's only 15 more track workouts. And then there's only 15 more long runs after this Saturday run. So it's been like kind of a good tool. I already have the confidence that I know I can do them also, because I've already done all the first 5 weeks. Try to think of some better ways to do kind of like training recap weeks. Maybe even like some videos of me like going out and like running. I'll try to get kind of creative. Maybe I'll like throw the drone up in the air. We'll figure something out. With my first marathon being running, I think I ran a 3:37. It's very intimidating to go from 3:37 to sub 3. I mean, that's a huge chunk of time. My Coros is very confident in myself. So it predicts that I can run like a 2:55, or I don't even know. It's probably even lower than that now because of all the fitness that I've created over the last 5 weeks. I ran a 1:27.5 marathon back in February, and I got hurt, and now I've been kind of building back into the plan. So sub 3 would be like the first goal. Anything below that would be like a plan A. Like that's like the best thing that could happen. Realistically, plan 2 or plan B is a sub 3:05, just because it would get me back into Chicago again. Plan C would probably be like a 3:10. There's a lot of stuff to learn. There's a lot of stuff I'm probably doing wrong. I'm sure, hopefully I'll figure it out in the next 16 weeks, but I'll take you along for the ride if you want to join it. You know, hop on the train, follow me on Strava, subscribe, like, share, I don't care. Yeah. Until next time.